So I have a friend who happens to live in Norway. And this is an interesting sort of discourse about how people of different cultures and learning and upbringing interact with each other. Now, my friend was not born in Norway. He actually happens to be, I think, he is half Persian, half Japanese. It's a very interesting combination. And his family moved as immigrants to Norway, and they've lived there all of his life. And he speaks the language, and he speaks English, educated, fun guy. And he recently took a trip to Los Angeles to visit some friends. And he said, it's so interesting. And he's a super duper friendly guy. I mean, if you know him, you're his friend. And he is friends with everybody. You meet him, he's a warm, wonderful person. And he said, in Norway, the people there who were born and who live there tend to be very closed off. Cold, if you like. And if they don't know you, either socially or neighborhood, or if they don't have some association with you that sort of confirms your identity to them, they will not speak to you. Now, you can go up there if you're in trouble and, ask someone in Norway for help and you're a stranger and they'll help you. But they don't go out of their way to say good morning, hello, excuse me, goodbye, good day, according to my friend, unless they know you. Okay, that's interesting. Sort of Midwestern. We call it Midwestern friendly, but it's always very suspicious, especially if you're an outsider, you're a stranger. You don't belong here, you don't fit. What are you doing here? Oh, you need some help, do you? Ah, it's a very sickly sweet kind of confirmation bias. And my friend said when he visited Los Angeles, and it's really true, same true in New York, East Coast. But he said in Los Angeles, he would, go for a walk because he didn't have a car when he was bored. And he said random people from the street, not homeless people, but just people on the street, would come up and start talking to him. And he didn't know them. And they didn't know him. But like they'd ask, what time is it? Hey, what do you think of the weather? How are you? And he said he didn't know how to react because all of his life in Norway, that's not allowed. And he would think, why are you talking to me? And I guess the answer is because in certain parts of the United States, that's how you treat people. If you see somebody on the street, you say hello, you wave, you ask them how they are. You're not begging them for money. You're not assaulting them. You're not looking for trouble. You're just being a regular human being. And we're all in this world together. Now, people also tend to, in America, ask you what time it is. They don't like to wear a watch, some people, which is very bizarre. They often need directions. Where is this? Where's that? He said, in Norway, people don't ask you for the time. People don't ask you for directions. They don't ask you, is this street Avenue A or is this street Avenue C? They figure it out on their own. Not here, especially Los Angeles, New York. If person's lost, they're going to ask you a question. If you look approachable and friendly. And it's very interesting to me because I have experienced that as a Midwesterner from the cold regions of semi-Norway or Czechoslovakia. A lot of Czechoslovakian immigrants in Midwestern, Middle Western Nebraska. And in New York, if I can be having a conversation with somebody, and somebody else over there is overhearing the conversation, and they want to add something or argue something or let you know something, they'll come over and join the conversation. And it's very weird for me, even to this day. I look at them and I think, why are you here? I'm talking to this person and you're coming in here and neither of us know you, but you're adding to this conversation. It's slightly freakish and a little bit bothersome. And sometimes I say, who are you? Why are you here? Why are you talking to us? And I don't ask it in an aggressive way. I'm just trying to figure out who they are and what they're doing. And they're not insane. They're not crazy. They're not off. Maybe they come from a big family. I don't know. But they're very comfortable in inserting themselves into other people's private conversations. And it's not like we're being loud. It's not like we're taking over the topics of the day and, screaming in the lobby. We're having a conversation that they just happen to overhear because they're getting their mail. And it's not like it's, something about the building or the weather or politics. I mean, we're talking about, cats, or we're talking about, food places that we've both visited and giving a little review. Well, did you try the place that's up the street there on Avenue C? It's a very weird experience. And sometimes, when you have to, I don't want to say make a complaint, but you have to express yourself about something that has happened. And like, you're talking to someone about what happened, and that other person who is the cause of the distress is, hovering to see what you're saying. And when you start, expressing yourself, they pop right over and insert their opinion. And that's when I do say, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to this person. Yeah, but you're talking about something that I was involved in. I don't care. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to this person. And if you want me to talk to you, I'll talk to you when I'm done talking to this person, or this person will talk to you. But I don't want to talk to you right now while I'm talking to this person. I don't care. It's my right. I can talk to anybody I want to talk to. And when that situation happens in the future, I know now in the back of my mind, I'm going to say, if only I lived in Norway, I would not have these problems. And in the Midwest, it's sort of that way. Growing up, children especially are bred to be seen and not heard. You are very often told, do not speak unless you are being spoken to. And maybe I carry that with me. Maybe it's weird when I'm, talking to someone else and someone I don't know comes in and starts talking to me. That's weird. And maybe it's that, wounded child in me where I think, wait a minute, why can you talk when you want to talk? When I was brought up all my life, don't say one word unless you're asked a question. We don't want to hear from you because you're a dumb child. Please be quiet. And sometimes it's okay to be quiet because, when you open your mouth, then it shows what a big fool you are. Mark Twain said something about that, I think. So I guess that's the difference between communications and memes between communities and countries. Some countries are very laid back, very proper, very formal. If I don't know you, please don't say something. Hey, it's Jana Marie Sweetheart saying, I had friends that said they were spanked in front of people if they spoke. Oh, that is really rough. But that is always the threat. And Jana Marie Sweetheart is from Iowa. Nebraska, Iowa, they're like this. They share a very big border. They don't like each other as states. We really don't. Nebraska does not like Iowa. Iowa does not like Nebraska. And you speak up. You do the wrong thing. You get slapped. You get spanked. Nobody wants to hear from you. Why are you talking? And I absolutely do not believe in spanking a child for anything. It's, I think, ridiculous. All it shows is that you're a more powerful person than the child, and one day the child is going to be more powerful than you, and you're going to get hit back. It's a guarantee. It happens every time. So people who favor corporal punishment in schools, on the street, retribution, way of life, eye for an eye, I find them to be rather miserable people. And I like talking to children. I think children should be encouraged to speak up. And if they say something wrong or misguided, you can't get mad at them because they don't know any difference. And you can explain to them what's happening, why they're right, why they're wrong, where they could improve what their thinking is. I think children should be included in all conversations. What's the point of sitting down and shutting up and staying quiet? I'm not speaking to you. It's all about context, and it's all about how we choose to deal with each other in times of momentary and purposeful dismay.